Hey guys, what's going on? Megan here. Holy cow. Dorian Yates posted this on his Facebook today, and oh my god. Look at the calves. This is his daughter, by the way. No clue how old she is. Probably a teenager, late teens, early 20s, no clue. But look at her calves. Calf genetics for days. She has better calves than 95% of us out there. And if you add black people, she has better calves than 99% of us, right? Because we have the worst calf genetics in the world. And if you read his caption, she doesn't even train calves. But anyway, this is another episode of Fun Fact Friday. It's funny, I was going to make a completely different topic, and I was like, nah, I got to talk about this one. But anyway, check out the playlist, check out the series. This is where we talk about random stuff, usually relating to genes across the world, different ethnicities, different races, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But this is the series where we just talk about genetics and fun facts. Make sure you watch the previous episodes. We covered Asians, Central Europe, East Africa, West Africa, Polynesians, the Pacific Islands, Southern Europe, Native Americans, you name it, right? And there are more coming up on obviously Indians and Eskimos and all that other shit. But anyway, back to this picture, guys. See, this goes back to what I was telling you about genetics, right? People always want to argue with me about how, oh, it's all about hard work. It's all about how hard you train. Shut up, guys. Obviously, hard work plays a role in life, right? No one is going to deny that. But you cannot rule out genetics. Genes are so freaking important. She doesn't even train calves. And she has better calves than most of us, right? She obviously inherited her father's amazing calf genetics. By the way, for those of you who don't know, Dorian Yates is one of my favorite bodybuilders of all time. My old subscribers already know. You know, my top five is obviously number one is Johnny Jackson, number two is Kevin Leroney, number three is Berto Fox, number four is Ronnie Coleman, and number five is Dorian Yates, right? He's in my top five favorite bodybuilders of all time. And if you notice this list, mainly because of his traps, right? You guys know I'm a sucker for traps. I'm a traps whore. If you have big traps, I'm swiping right on Tinder every time. Pause. All right, so let's go back to Dorian Yates. Look at his calves back in his prime, guys. Look at this shit, man. It's almost as big as his fucking upper legs. Obviously, they're a bit closer to the camera, but you get the fucking point. And if you study him, he didn't really train calves that hard. You know, again, keep in mind, this is one of my favorite bodybuilders. So I used to watch all his videos, all his stuff, all his material, all his interviews when I was younger. He didn't even train calves that hard. Mainly genetic. Look at this. Look at this, guys. His best body part by far was, again, his back. That's what he was known for. I'm sorry, I love Dorian Yates, but he was shit in everything else, right? He had a shitty chest, shitty midsection, shitty legs, but he was the GOAT when it came to back, triceps, and calf development, right? Those were his three main body parts. Look at his calves, right? His back, he actually had to train a lot hard for that, right? Because I actually saw his progress when I was a kid, right? His back in 92 and 93, completely different than what it was in his early years. So he actually had to train for his back to look like that, right? But his calves, he always had amazing calves. And sure enough, he passed on those genes to his kid. Guys, remember, athletic performance is mainly genetics. It's mainly genetics, right? So many studies have confirmed this. See, 66% of the variance is due to genetic factors. That means the correlation is about zero point 0.8. That's insane, right? So whenever you have great athletes, people in sports, in whatever, anything that requires elite physical performance, most of that is genetics. The rest is obviously drugs and training and nutrition and all that, but it's mainly genetics. That's why the average person, I don't care how hard you train, I don't care how much you do nucleus overload, I don't care how much train you inject, you're never going to look like Ronnie Coleman, Dorian Yates, or the elite guys, right? It's mainly genetics. That's why if you notice, a lot of athletes, if you look at their dad or their grandparents or even their siblings, you also see genetic freaks, you know, kind of like The Rock's dad. Kind of like the Gronkowski brothers, you know. If you look at most genetic freaks in sports, if you look at their relatives, chances are you're also gonna find a genetic freak somewhere in there. Genes, genes, genes. I mean, let's go back to the father himself, right? Look at his calves, and he's retired. This guy hasn't. The last time he was on the Olympia stage was 1997. But look at his calves. You think he still trains his calves as hard as he used to back in the days? Hell no, right? Even if he's on, I mean, I don't know if he's on TRT or whatever, but even if he's on TRT or any other PEDs. Do you think he's blasting as hard as he was back in the days? Fuck no, right? But yet, he still has better calves than some bodybuilders who are still competing to this day. And back to his daughter, look, she has better calves than 99% of elite marathon runners. You guys know I made a video about East Africa and how to dominate marathon events and stuff like that. And in the video, I explained, right, to be a good marathon runner, you got to have shit calves. Most black people have shit calves, right? Because for every genetic advantage, there's a trade-off, right? Having big calves slows you down when you're doing long distance running. Having high calves, right, meaning you have a long ass tendon, allows you to run extremely economically. That's why if you notice, some of the best runners have high calves, right? East Africans and West Africans. There goes a different angle here. Look at this. She has better calves than a whole grown man. And even if you look at Usain Bolt, right? Let's go over to West African descendants who dominate the sprint events, the short distance events, right? Look, this is Usain Bolt, fastest man in the world. You see? High ass calves, long ass tendon. You see this right there? She has bigger calves, right, than Usain Bolt. Obviously, there's some fat around here, but you get the fucking point. Even if you look at just the muscle, come on. And what are you guys gonna blame it on, right? You don't tell me that she's on the juice, because there's always someone in my comment section. Whenever I point out genetics, they're like, "Oh, it's just Roy's," as if all of us can take Roy's and look like Dorian Yates, as if all of us can take fucking Primo Volen, D-Ball, and fucking Deca and look like Ronnie Coleman. That's just not how the body works, guys. Steroids just enhance your genetic potential. But are you gonna say she's on trend? Or what? His fucking years of steroid usage went down to his balls, into his sperm cells, and somehow came out in his kid. Come on, guys. Like, stop arguing with genetics, man. Genetics are so crucial. But anyway, guys, don't want to keep you guys too long. I'm about to go spend some time with the kid and enjoy my weekend. But in the meantime, remember, genetics first, hard work second. No matter what you do in life, always pick a field in which you have a genetic advantage on which you can then add work. Alright, I'm out of here. Alright guys, don't forget to like or share the video, subscribe and hit the bell, and buy my HSP Nucleus Overload Training Program. It's the ultimate program for maximum muscle growth. It includes full body workout splits, bro splits, push-pull, home workouts, you name it. Also comes with a complete guide for macros, nutrition, fat loss, muscle growth, hormones, including a meal plan. It's pretty much all my 16 years of experience condensed into one fucking book. You're also going to get free copies of any future edition. So visit Team3DAlpha.com and you can use the 40% off coupon code Nucleus Overload. Or you could just buy the shit at full price. Alright guys, I'm out of here.